Hey there, I'm Bernadette Smith. Whether you're in between meetings or on a quick commute, welcome to Good Vibes Leadership. This show focuses on playful, inclusive leadership through micro lessons you can actually use. My goal is to help you connect authentically with your team and clients and create a world where everyone actually wants to show up. Lead with joy, build for everyone. Let's go. Hey folks, thank you for listening to 5 Things. It's been 150 episodes of sharing good vibes in DEI. And I know some of you are longtime listeners, some of you may be more new to the show, but thank you for sticking around through 150 episodes. So now I'm going to make a little change. So now the name of the show is switching to Good Vibes Leadership. If you want to actually read the good vibes that I share every week, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the newsletter. That's the only place I'm sharing the good vibes is in the 5 Things newsletter, which you can get at 5thingsdei.com. So if you want those stories on things like diverse Barbies or, inclusive restrooms or whatever, the good new public policies that we can be excited about and proud of, if you want to hear those stories or read those stories, you can get them at 5thingsdei.com. After 150 episodes, the show is transitioning into Good Vibes Leadership. Good Vibes Leadership is about playful inclusion. It's about me sharing micro lessons from my own experiences, from other stories that are about playful inclusion and how we can use that and bring that spirit to building more authentic relationships, having more meaningful conversations, and just cultivating a happier world. My personal purpose is to create spaces where everyone feels a little more loved, a little more loved. And it's something that we can do for each other. And this show is going to be about that. How can we create spaces, especially through our leadership and especially at work, where everyone feels a little more loved? Yes, loved at work. It is possible with some Good Vibes Leadership. So that's the focus of the show. I hope you enjoy it. It's definitely an evolution, but I'm excited. To be honest, I feel like I've been hiding behind the good vibes. I've been hiding behind those stories that I share every week about what others are doing. And I don't talk enough about what I'm doing and what we have, what I have to offer and what I have to share from my decades of wisdom leading teams. Some of you may know that I was a wedding planner with an LGBTQ specialty, and I started that business in 2004 when marriage equality came to Massachusetts. And as a wedding planner, I was a leader. I was a leader of my clients who were navigating an industry they were unfamiliar with, and they're with no roadmap. So I was their leader as they stepped through this overwhelming process of wedding planning. But I was also the leader of my team, the assistants that I had on site and as part of the planning process, the florists and the caterers and the vendors and the venue. I was the leader. I was the hub, the connector of all of it. And so over the years, I have developed a lot of leadership skills, and I've tried to mostly do it with some good vibes. It's always imperfect, but that's part of it too, talking about the imperfections. So anyway, this is what the new show is about. Please stick around. I'm excited. I hope that you get some wisdom from it. And I hope that you laugh and have a great start to your week. All right, so let's get into it. So last year, I facilitated a discussion for a bunch of ERG leaders, a pride group here in Chicago. And a lot of the leaders were really struggling with the same problem, which is essentially succession. They were burned out, they had fatigue, but they were having a hard time finding folks who were sort of volunteering to step up in any capacity. They were even having problems getting people to attend their events and their meetings. So as part of this discussion, I asked the leaders a simple question. How did you get involved in leadership? How did you get in the role that you're in? Because for all of them, it is a secondary position to their day job. It's their gay job, essentially, right? So how did they get into this leadership role? And almost every single person gave me the same answer. I was voluntold. Just about every person was voluntold to join. Someone, their boss or manager, another leader, saw their potential and made the ask. They suggested a gentle suggestion. And I know right now there's a lot of fear about stepping up, especially in corporate. I know that some folks are afraid that if they step into ERG leadership or even other leadership, it might mean that they are defined by it or it stalls their career at worst. That could happen. Or at least some folks fear that it could happen. So, these are folks who might not be raising their hand because they're protecting their peace or they're just, playing small right now because they're trying to stay safe. And I totally get that. It makes a lot of sense. But these folks may respond to a personal invitation. So maybe you have to volunteer someone to step up into this role. Keep in mind that having the bandwidth to even consider that is a privilege. So definitely if they are not into it, respect that. Your job is to just make sure that they know the door is open and that you see their spark because someone saw that in you. And so sort of giving some folks a gentle nudge, showing them that you see their potential, that you see their spark can be an amazing way to fuel them, to send their career in a place they may never have considered for themselves, to discover their own untapped potential. What a gift you can give others. How can you volunteer someone to step up this week? Think about all of the amazing people that you know. And maybe not even within your ERG or within your organization. Who are some of the amazing people that you know that might be hiding back or in the shadows a little bit, but who really have the ability to shine? And when you do, keep them safe. If they do step into the light, if they do show you that they trust you, they trust your belief in you, don't back away. Let them shine, but also make sure they still know that you have their back, that you believe in them, that you are ready to watch them fly. It's exciting. It is so exciting to watch someone start to fulfill their potential. How can you volunteer them to step into the light? That is my challenge for you this week. Okay, let's move into this week's Good Vibes to Go. If you like the Olympics like I do, there were plenty of good vibes to be found, some of which I've already covered in the 5 Things newsletter. But I urge you to watch Alyssa Liu's free skate program. U.S. women's figure skater Alyssa Liu, she won gold for this amazing free skate program. And the way she skates with joy and abandon is an absolute good vibe. So I'll make sure I put the link to that in the show notes. Folks, if you don't already get the 5 Things newsletter, you can subscribe at 5thingsdei.com. That's your weekly shot of Good Vibes Leadership. For the full rundown of this week's top stories and some proof of positive change, grab my 5 Things newsletter at 5thingsdei.com. Remember, lead with joy, build for everyone. Now go be the leader your people deserve.